Welcome, everybody, to a brand new... What was that called again? My name's Thomas.
Hosted by Monsters Among Us.
You said
it exactly like the guy. I'm Will, by the way.
I didn't think about that until you said that. Yeah, I could hear it myself. Well, this is a movie podcast, everybody. And every week, every single flipping week, every 7 days, I select 3 films. And I read their IMDb plot descriptions to my co-host, who, once again, his name is Will. And then that guy, Will, drinking out of a, what was that called again, branded glass, has to try to figure out which plot description goes with which title of film. And I'll tell you what, if we're calling this season 2, Will has been doing not wonderful, I don't think. Have you had a hat trick yet since we came back? Maybe one?
One, I think.
But
I think I'm 1 for 1 on the hat tricks. I think I called one, I got it right, and I called another one, I got it wrong.
Yeah, I think that might be true.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say it is, because who's keeping track?
Who's
honestly?
listening?
That's the real question. Well, we know that if anybody's listening to our pre-shows, we lost our cow listeners. Will pissed off our cattle listeners by shaming them and saying that they weren't important or whatever. But which, by the way, if you're not listening to our pre-shows, get on that.
Get on it.
Every single Friday, we have a new pre-show for you. We sit down and talk, just shooting the shite, as they say.
It's perfect for your weekend cruising.
Yep. Or if you need some like incredibly annoying white noise to fall asleep to, put on the pre-shows and listen to 2 idiots talk about things that we maybe don't know a lot about, but we'll pretend we do.
We admit that we don't.
Yeah, that's true. And we often will just recap the week prior, leading up to the recording. But anyway, it's a more casual look at your beloved co-hosts. If you're into that sort of thing for some reason,
if you want to look,
there. It exists. That's been at least one review we've gotten on the pre-show so far. Is it exists?
Shout out to Mike Keith 1381.
Yeah,
if you're out there listening on YouTube. How you doing, bud?
Is that our?
How you doing?
Is that our guy who found our no view YouTube videos?
That's him.
Him. What up? Shoot us an email, buddy. WWTCA pod@protonmail.com. Just let us know if you're still listening. Even that would be nice to know. Even as far as that goes.
What's your dog's name?
Yeah, what is your dog's name included in your photograph that you have there?
Yeah,
it's a cute pooch.
It is. All right, Mike Keith.
So if we ever hear from that gentleman, whether it's a friendly email or a cease and desist letter from his lawyers, we will be sure to follow up on that right here on What Was That Called Again?
That's right.
We'll be right back. And we're back, everybody.
Welcome. That's like the second time I think we've done that bit of putting in an ad break.
It was just as funny as it was the first time, I bet.
Hey, what are you drinking over there?
Hey.
What are you drinking?
Whoa. Wait a second. What is this segment? Hey, do I hear a... Is that a siren I hear?
Oh, we're so into this.
Is that a drink check siren? Leading into a drink check drop?
I think actually someone's being arrested.
Oh shit.
Gosh.
Oh God, did I just hear the metal bars shut in the jail cell?
The metal bars of justice have closed on this drink check.
Figure out where to put the drop on that one, Will. So over here on my end, I'm drinking nothing, but what I'm about to drink.
Ooh. Oh, nice and clean.
A British purchased and manufactured right in, let's see, Glasgow, actually.
Okay.
Which is British, I guess, technically. Is the last of the dandelion and burdock sodas that I had.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which includes actually 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of saturates, 0 grams of sugars, and 0.3 grams of salt.
Nothing.
There's nothing in this, actually. Yeah, it's a wonder that it exists, but it is delicious.
Burdock and dandelion. You're revisiting.
That hit the spot.
Burdock and dandelion. What's the brand name again?
The wonderful pair that you never knew about. Well, the brand of this specific can seems to be Bar, Barr.
Oh,
Bar.
this is this isn't the one you drank before.
Yeah, that one was Ben and Shaw's, I think was that brand, but this one is Bar. You could, if you were in the UK, which I'm not, you could purchase this can for 69p.
69p. D&B.
It's pretty good stuff.
Dandelion and burdock.
It does recommend you recycle the can because, as you may or may not know, aluminum infinitely recyclable.
It is.
There you go. What are you sipping on, Will?
I am drinking out of my, what was that called again, branded glass that I almost broke a couple days ago.
Oh,
but its toughness was tested, and it survived.
Did you drop it?
No, I got up in the middle of the night to get a drink. It's my go-to glass. It's just right there on the side of the sink, and I grabbed it, and all the lights are out. My eyes are halfway open, and I did not know that I had a coffee mug. Well, I forgot that I had a coffee mug like right next to it, and as I grabbed it, I just like moved the, what was that called again, glass through the same space that the coffee mug occupied, and it completely shattered the coffee mug.
Whoa! Just
like exploded it. I didn't realize I was moving my hand that fast or violently. Apparently I was. Yeah. But it was a very near and dear to me coffee mug. And it completely broke. And I froze because I didn't have any lights on, and I definitely wasn't wearing any like foot clothing, shoes or socks included. Nude feet,
foot clothing. We call them
was not adorned, and so I had felt the thud of broken ceramic near my foot. So I had to turn on the lights and sleepily like open my eyes and like find the sharp shards of ceramic. And then I realized what it was that I did break, and I had to double check the glass. I was like, surely I've like cracked this glass or something. Nope, it's fine. Held water, took a drink, went to bed. So, yeah. So, but in this glass today, I have one of my old favorite drinks that I don't think I've had on this show, at least not this season, but I don't even know if I've had it in season 1. I used to drink this all the time, and that is a rum and cherry Coke.
Oh,
specifically cherry Coke, and that's what I'm drinking. I had a little bit of cherry Coke left over from yesterday's pizza extravaganza, as I teased about on the pre-show. I have not talked about it yet. I bought some cherry Coke. I indulged yesterday, basically, and I had a little bit of that left. And I usually use spiced rum. Didn't have any of that either, so I used white rum. But there you go, white rum and cherry cola,
or. What did I call it by mistake last time?
I called it white bourbon.
White bourbon. Yeah, that's right. That's what you got in there.
White bourbon. I got some white bourbon in here. Yeah, it's good. I haven't had this in a while. I used to drink these all the time. I think almost everyone's first foray into mixed drink is like a whiskey and Coke or a Captain and Coke or whatever, Jack and Coke, either one.
Yeah. Kraken
as was
Coke
mine.
Was my yeah.
Which was yours?
I always did Kraken. Kraken and Coke was what I always went.
Okay. Well, still a rum and Coke is usually, or a whiskey and Coke is usually the first of a young drinker's first mixed drink, and
and then I threw it up all over the kitchen, and I've never had any since. That was 5 years ago.
Wow. But I have always loved cherry Coke, so cherry colas. So I decided to mix that in one time because I had some and I was like, this is even better. It got better. Holy cow. So I've been drinking them ever since. But I haven't had, like I said, I haven't had one in a couple of years. At least not as steadily as I used to. So
not since that time you threw it up all over the kitchen?
No, because I had the same incident, but that was when I was like 19. So that was many years ago. And that was a lot of different alcohols.
It's good to mix.
And I was off of alcohol for half a decade then too. So I was but all alcohol at that point in time. So I'm back. This is the last bit of my cherry cokes. In fact, my drink check is I didn't have very much to even fill a glass, so I'm almost done with my drink.
Well, suck her down, buddy. Yeah,
that's right.
Chug, chug, chug.
Save it for one more sip.
Well, everybody, we do have an episode to go over here. I have selected 3 films. I didn't type any of this up or even pick the films until just like a few hours ago.
Ooh, fresh.
So this is hot off the presses, pretty much.
Hot.
Will, do you think you're ready for this one?
I think I'm okay. I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be for this one specifically.
Well, it seems like the confidence isn't super high, but
it never is. It never is.
Seems a little unsure, but that's fine. We'll take it as it is. We are going to be going in chronological order of release as per usual.
Okay, I'm ready.
And this week, we're going to be kicking off in the year 1995.
1995.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if I know any films. Was that Toy Story? Or was that 94? Might have been 95.
It's either 95 or 96.
95 then for
94,
sure.
94 was Lion King.
Yeah, okay. So 95 for sure is Toy Story. Yeah, that's all I know. So, Toy Story. Final answer.
Well, now I'm actually Toy Story 95. Yep.
There you go.
That's right.
And thank you.
Second film is going to be from it would be insane if you did just on a whim blindly just guess based on the year of the movie that I happened to pick.
That'd be hilarious.
I would probably just say the episode's over at that point.
Ultimate win. If I can get one without synopsis.
Yeah. So you know at least that the first movie is not Toy Story.
Okay.
That's what we know so far. So 1995, the same year as Toy Story. The synopsis for this film, as it's written on IMDb, reads as follows. A day in the life of a group of teens as they travel around New York City, skating, drinking, smoking, and deflowering virgins.
Ugh. A day in the life of New York City teens as they skate, smoke, and what around New York City? Deflowering virgins?
Day in the life of a group of teens as they travel around New York City, skating, drinking, smoking, and deflowering virgins.
Skating, drinking, smoking. I forgot the smoking part. Yeah. A day in the life. Ugh, that just sounds... 95. Gosh.
Hell yeah.
How much smoking, drinking, skating can you fit in if you're also trying to deflower innocent people? That's... This doesn't sound
all in a day's
familiar.
Work.
Yeah, all in a day's work of a New York City teen. Clocking in at 8 o'clock in the morning, getting busy, clocking out, around 9. It's a long, hard day.
Yeah.
It's a hard day's night, as they used to say. Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar. It actually, at first, it started to sound familiar. It started to sound like a film that we've done before. Because I think there was around New York, like teens around New York City doing stuff type synopsis, maybe even first season. So it did feel, and then you added the last part there of deflowering virgins, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's not a film that we've covered before. So unless this is like an alternate synopsis to a film. But yeah, I don't know.
That'd be a good idea.
I don't know what this definitely is not Toy Story. You're correct. feels
there's
like
some similarities, but I can confirm that it is not.
Feels like
Toy Story.
If it's on the same spectrum, it's on the far end of the same spectrum of film.
You want to find out why they call me Woody?
Oh, God. I'm Buzz.
I'm buzzing, all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what this is. Doesn't sound familiar. Sounds simple. Sounds indie-ish, like one of those, again, like early 90s indie films where we just record things. Not that they weren't good, but times are simpler.
No. Just go ahead and distill it down to they would just record things.
There was a time in scientific discovery when it was a lot easier to discover science because science hadn't been discovered yet. And I feel the same goes for like early 90s indie films. That doesn't mean that the scientific discoveries were not important. I'm just saying it's a little harder today to achieve the same level of...
Yeah, I specifically really love like the 80s, 90s indie.
They're great. They're great. But they definitely had a very like... the finished product had a very like, this seems doable vibe.
Yeah, there's a very specific and unique tone and like look to all of those things. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know what that is. 95 day in the life, teens, smoking, skating, drinking, deflowering. Okay.
Yeah.
Next title, please. Or next film, please.
Yeah. We're going to jump ahead to 2002 for this one.
Spider-Man.
And your synopsis for it reads as follows. This movie, so me jumping in editorial here, I do need to note that I did change the beginning of the synopsis from its IMDb listing because it starts out with the name of the movie.
Okay, fair.
So I just changed it to this movie.
Okay.
So this movie is about several Californian skateboarders' lives and relationships with and without their parents.
2002. This movie title is about several California skateboarders and their relationship with their parents. I'm missing something there. Say that something.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah. This movie is about several Californian skateboarders' lives and relationships with and without their parents.
Oh, I just forgot the without part. Okay, that was pretty close.
Yeah, it's worded a little weirdly. But...
Yeah, it's worded better than what I put it. But it's a movie about Californian skateboarders, their lives, and those lives with and without their parents.
Yeah.
At first, I thought this was like Endless Summer, but I'm pretty sure that's like a surfing movie, not a skateboarding movie. And I also don't think it's 2002. I think it's earlier than that. But that's what I first thought it was going to be as you were describing it. So I just thought it was a different movie altogether. It's just what I thought it was. But that's what came to mind.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's like the same sort of vibe as that. But beyond that bad connection to a clearly other film, I don't know this movie. This doesn't sound familiar either. So again, it seems like another sort of like teens doing what teens do locally movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the strife and success of whatever it is that they do in whatever locale they're in. That's what both of these sound like so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So final film, please.
Your final film, we're jumping up to 2014.
Okay.
And your synopsis, as it's written on IMDb, reads as follows. A story centered around a group of self-destructive skateboarders in Paris.
In Paris?
In Paris. Paris, if you will.
A story centered around the self-destructive lives of skateboarders in Paris?
Yeah, a story centered around a group of self-destructive skateboarders in Paris.
Oh, okay. A group of self-destructive... Okay. So, 2 films about skateboarding. Maybe the New York one has skateboarding in it. Skateboarding really isn't like a New York City thing, is it? Like New York City isn't really known for skateboarding. I don't. At least in my head, it isn't. It's very much like a West Coast thing, at least in the 90s.
I don't know. You've been there. I haven't.
I've been to both the West Coast and New York City. And
I've never been to either.
I just feel like there's too many people walking around for skateboards in New York City.
Perhaps. Well,
Bikes,
I will say that the synopsis does specifically note skating. For that one.
You're right. But no, I didn't forget that. Well, I did forget that I heard that. But whenever you initially said that upon the first reading of that synopsis, I was picturing inline skating.
Oh, okay.
Not skateboarding. But now that you say that, no. Now that you say that, clearly it's probably means skateboarding. I was picturing rollerblading.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that too. I don't know.
No, because
It's
I feel
skating.
like inline skating is more of a West Coast thing than a New York thing.
I agree. Yeah, based on never being there but seeing
Venice Beach is like
things.
just like all you see is inline skating. Okay, so
Yeah.
clearly these are all skating movies. Then. No, really. I mean, I did clearly whenever I said the phrase about New York not being a skateboarding, I did forget that you had said that. But whenever you initially said it, I was initially thinking inline skating, not skateboarding. So skating, smoking, and drinking. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I've not heard of any of these. They don't feel familiar. It's interesting that like over the course of like 20 years, you know, you got this skateboarding culture.
Yeah.
In these films. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let me try to recap these. 1995.
Bingo.
A day in the life of New York City teens as they skate, smoke, and drink their way through life while being interrupted by occasionally deflowering someone.
I mean, that's a much more wordy version.
I forgot how it was
the
worded
same thing,
exactly,
yes.
but I think I hit everything and added
but
more.
but that was accurate though. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The second film was from 2002.
Yeah.
And this is about a group of Los Angeles skateboarders and a look at a group of Los Angeles skateboarders and their lives with and without their parents.
Yeah, I will say that it does not specify. It does just say Californian skateboarders.
Oh, it doesn't say Los Angeles.
It doesn't specify
My bad.
LA, no.
Okay. Interesting. That changes
But the rest of that was correct, yeah.
That changes my perspective a little bit on that. Okay. At least as far as potential titles. Okay. And then the final film was from 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And this was about was this also a group of teens?
It doesn't specify
It just says teens.
their age. It's
A group of it just
centered
says
around
a group of skateboarders.
Yep, a group of self-destructive skateboarders.
Oh, that's right. The self-destructive part was important. A group of self-destructive skateboarders in France, also specifically Paris.
In Paris, yeah.
Was there anything else to that?
That was it.
That was it. Just a look at them. A look at
Yep,
a group
a
of
story centered around them.
centered around them. Okay. Interesting. All skateboarders. All skaties.
Yeah.
As they called them.
That is famously what they're called, skaties.
I'm curious what the titles are going to be because, I mean, there's clearly a theme.
The first one is inline skaters. The second one is skateboarders. And the last one is like people using wheelies. Heelys.
Heelys. Yeah, Heelys. Yeah. 2014. That's
The
what it was.
evolution of skating over 20 years.
All right. I guess I'll just have to hear the titles. Because I said it's all seemingly teens. I mean, the French film, the Paris film, doesn't say teens, but I'll go ahead and assume that it's not like 30 something skateboarding through Paris.
Oh wow. Okay, we'll just assume that then, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry. Not that they can't. I just don't think it isn't. Okay. So first title, please.
Yeah, the first title I'm going to give you is going to be Kids.
Kids. That seems like it would be like a 1995 title. Kids. I mean, again, it could be any of them, I suppose.
Technically.
It says a group of California teens. Is that what the California skateboarders is all it says?
California skateboarders.
It doesn't say age. Or it doesn't give like
No.
an age description.
Nope, just several.
The Paris one
Californian
also does not give an
skateboarders.
age description. Only the New York
nope.
one says
Yep.
a group. Is it a group there? Is that where
Yep.
the group is? Okay.
Group of teens, yep.
Group of teens. And they're also deflowering virgins.
Yes.
So it seems like everyone involved is a kid. And this is like a movie that's like kids being kids, and then they're doing things that kids shouldn't be doing.
That's the trailer.
Yeah.
Kids. It's a story about kids being kids.
and doing things their parents told them not to. Kids. Rated R.
Rated PG.
Yeah. So far, I mean, just based on the fact that we know that they're teens, but also the fact that, like I said, that one-word title, that sounds familiar for some reason, or it feels familiar, I should say. It doesn't sound familiar. It feels familiar. That feels like 95, but I'm just going to loosely park it there until I hear the other two and then argue with myself for 10 minutes. So, next title, please.
It's interesting that you're going to park that there because your second title is Ken Park.
Ken Park. Yeah. Now, the question is that a person or a place?
Good question.
Is there a Ken Park in California? Or is Ken Park a skateboarder?
These are the questions that have to be internally answered.
Here's my answer to that.
Yeah.
Externally. Externally, I'm saying that none of these films describe a singular character. They are all a group of or multiples. So I don't imagine that this film is... Any one of these films is going to be about an individual named Ken Park. and it only follows him while the synopsis says that it's about everyone else around him. So I'm going to assume that Ken Park is a park named Ken Park. And I will further my investigative reasoning by saying that doesn't seem like the name of a Parisian park. And, furthermore, the 1995 film is about the whole of New York City and a day in the life. I don't imagine that these kids, these teens, are staying within the boundaries of one park. Unless maybe like that's where they meet up. It could be that. So I feel like Ken Park is maybe a skate park in California. Like there's some half pipes, there's a bowl, some rails, and teens just go there to scare people. Young adults go there to skateboard, and that's where this documentary type of film, it feels like, takes place. Talking to these individuals, figuring out who they are around their parents, who they are away from their parents. Maybe some of them don't have parents. Maybe some of them are orphans. Maybe this is an orphan skate park. Orphans only.
No parents, skate your worries away.
That's right. So loosely I'm putting this on the 2002 film about the California skateboarders.
Come on down to Ken Park, the Inglewood skate facility where you can skate away your problems. You can't get in unless you don't have parents.
Guardians need not apply.
Yeah.
Third title, please.
Yeah, your final title this week is The Smell of Us.
The Smell of Us. Now, I could be rude and stereotypical and say that that's automatically a Parisian film.
Ooh.
I could just go that route. But The Smell of Us could also very well describe teens in the early 90s in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Technically good, yeah.
The Smell of Us. It's the smell of the drugs, the smell of the cigarettes, the smell of the alcohol, the smell of whatever is happening in the rest of the film. The Smell of Us. What was the? It was what was this? Is like self-sabotaging or downward spiral. What was the French film? The 2014 description of the group.
A group of self-destructive.
Self-destructive.
Yeah.
A group of self-destructive skateboarders in Paris.
Yep. Bingo.
The Smell of Us. This one, I'm not comfortable putting this one anywhere. As far as confidence goes.
I guess you don't. I guess we're going to just on default lose a point by not putting a title anywhere.
Well, as of right, yeah, I guess. Just don't even answer the question. Just leave this one blank.
Yeah. The
first I've never done that dodge tactic before. Yeah, the first ever dodge. Okay. Well, so far I have kids, placed with the 95 film loosely. I have Ken Park loosely placed with the 2002 film. The 2002 film of the California skateboarders. So just process of elimination, The Smell of Us would go with the 2014 Parisian downward spiral skateboarders.
That is how it would fall.
And I said that Ken Park doesn't feel like a Parisian title. So now it's I'm pretty much locking Ken Park on the... I'm locking in Ken Park is the 2002 look at California skateboarders and their lives with and without their parents. That's Ken Park goes there for sure. I feel like I maybe have even been to Ken Park before, or driven past it. So now I'm tossed with Kids. I said the only reason I put Kids with the 95 film is because I said that Kids feels like an early 90s title for an indie film, and it also is the only synopsis that specifically says teens in the description. So Kids is where I put that. But The Smell of Us could also go there. And I like that because it does sound a little bit more creative for a 90s film. I'm assuming that this is a documentary. I don't imagine this is a narrative piece. Like an indie doc is what this is. And maybe it's fictional, but man, it's interesting if it is. So that's where I'm going so far. So The Smell of Us. I can only base this off of the fact that there's smoking and drinking, and it's probably summer, and they're just, they're out of school, and they're not hygienic to begin with, let alone doing all the...
There's a lot of scents floating around
in
New York City.
This is very scent-heavy.
1995 summer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when the sanitation strike was in New York City, but if it was in the 90s, then maybe this is also that too. But Kids also feels like it could be a title of a French film. I can't describe why I feel that, other than that's the only title that felt familiar. I don't know if it's like a notable documentary, a notable flick of some kind, or if it's just because it's more contemporary that maybe I just remember it. So I'm only confident with the 2002 film Ken Park. So 1995, a day in the life of New York City teens, and their drinking, smoking, skating, and deflowering of virgins. I'm going to call this one The Smell of Us.
Okay.
And really, this is like a tough, I feel like this could go either way. I said Kids originally. I'm not going to be shocked if that's correct, but I also wouldn't be shocked if The Smell of Us is correct. So, The Smell of Us, lock it in. And then that leaves the 2014 film of the a group of downward spiral Parisian skateboarders. That's gonna be Kids. Okay. Final answer.
Okay. This is one you might get ridiculed for. For not knowing, maybe. There's a couple of, I think, fairly notorious films in this week's episode.
Probably.
So starting in 1995, we have a film directed by Larry Clark. This is a directorial debut, in fact.
Okay.
And it is also a debut from screenwriter Harmony Korine, who co-wrote it along with Larry Clark. This movie sits on IMDb with a 7.0 out of 10 from 91,119 ratings. This movie stars Leo Fitzpatrick, Rosario Dawson in her first film.
Oh, okay.
And Chloe Sevigny in her first film.
Really?
This not a film received an NC-17 rating from the MPAA. Larry Clark appealed the rating and lost. The MPAA recommended that Clark not cut the film because they felt it would lose some of its impact.
Fair.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that before. if true. Harmony Korine and Larry Clark discovered Rosario Dawson sitting on the stoop of an East Village tenement. That's actually how this whole cast, pretty much, they were just actual skaters or people in New York that they just came across and were like, do you want to be in this?
Hey, you, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Screenings were often packed by protesters, especially in Britain, where Parliament quickly denounced the film.
Wow.
Harmony Korine wrote the movie in 1993 at the age of 19, supposedly.
Oh, young. Yeah.
And I do want to say that I continue to say supposedly because I find it difficult to believe everything that these two guys say, because some of it is very outlandish, and I don't know. I would take some of this with a grain of salt, I think. But the name of this film, big time, infamously like controversial film, is Kids.
Yeah. Once you started to say who wrote it and stuff, like I said, I definitely know that title. I didn't know why I know that title. I definitely have never seen that.
This is another one of these that I was almost hesitant to use because I was like, if I say that title, he'll remember that I've talked about this movie. And
that could have been. I don't remember you talking about it, but that doesn't mean you didn't.
That.
I knew there was a reason why. I was like, I know this title. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's fascinating about how the cast was found, and I think you've even mentioned that to me, and the fact that you read off there that the NC-17 was fought and lost, and he was like, well, nope, we're not cutting it, so too bad.
Or they even like suggested, don't cut anything. You like, we recommend you not cut anything from this movie. Yeah, I've never heard of that happening before. It's going to get an NC-17, but we also don't recommend you cut anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly, I remember, I didn't read this on IMDb, but I remember reading a long time ago that the script was stuck to like very precisely. Like they said pretty much, if not every single thing on screen was written. Like every character is delivering the lines that were written. It's not improvised.
Wow.
Which, if true, is crazy because it seems very natural and improvised. I really thought the first time I watched it that it was improvised, but
it's also interesting
supposedly
that,
it's not.
They just found these people on the stoops of their townhouses or whatever, and they didn't improvise anything.
Yeah, supposedly. So I thought that was really crazy, and if true, it is, in my opinion, like one of the best scripts that like ever. So allegedly written by 19-year-old Harmony Korine.
Now you didn't mention. Can you find this anywhere? Is it available anywhere?
Oh, I forgot about that. This movie is actually fairly difficult to come across. There was a Blu-ray that came out a year or two ago. I think last year, maybe it would have been the 30th anniversary. I think there was a Blu-ray. But as far as streaming, no, it is not. And as far as I'm aware, has not been available to stream anywhere. I've never been able to find it streaming anyplace.
Okay.
I have a DVD copy that I bought from the video store I used to work at. It was randomly for sale, and I was like, fuck, I can't find this movie anywhere. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
And
snatch that up.
I still have that copy today, but then, like I said, they released a Blu-ray just a year, I think last year. So you can find it for purchase out and about, but you can't stream it anywhere. You can also, should be able to get a copy of it from scarecrowvideo.com if you want to rent it by mail. .org. Fuck, now I'm doing it. Good save. So, moving on next to the 2002 film. This is directed by Larry Clark and Ed Lachman, Lachman.
Okay.
Written by Harmony Korine. This movie sits on IMDb with a 5.8 out of 10 from 31,976 ratings. UK distributor Hamish McAlpine dropped the film after Larry Clark punched him in the face at a celebrity dinner. Or celebratory dinner. Sorry.
Did he physically drop the film, or did he like let go of the?
He got punched and dropped the canister on the floor.
Yeah.
Good question. The IMDb trivia did not specify that.
Okay.
The screenplay is based on newspaper clippings, tabloid television stories, and Larry Clark's diaries. Apparently, Larry Clark tried first to write the screenplay himself, but couldn't come up with anything satisfactory. It was then going to be written... So this is how it's worded. This is from the IMDb trivia. It was then going to be written by a professional screenwriter before Clark finally commissioned Harmony Korine, which implies that Harmony Korine is not a professional screenwriter.
Yeah.
At this point in 2002, he has already made, Kids, and then he has also written and directed, I think, 2 films himself. And also, I think, has released a novel called A Crack Up at the Race Riots. So interesting that he's apparently not a professional screenwriter. The film was shot on 35mm film, but the deal made with the $1.3 million budget stated it would be shot on video.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how they just were well, we're shooting it on fucking film anyway.
Do it on film.
And got away with it, but apparently they did. And the title for this film is Ken Park, but your reasoning is incorrect. It is not clearly a place. It is named after the main character, or one of the main characters is named Ken Park, or his nickname is that backwards, which is Crapneck.
Crapneck. That's
what they call him.
Okay.
Crapneck is what they call him in the film, yeah.
And that was your name, I think, on here.
I don't know. Yes. I was going to say, I don't think you had caught on yet, but every time we get on here, I make my name in some way related to the movies that I've chosen.
You shouldn't have told me that, because now either
I know.
Now you're not going to do it, and I'm going to keep looking for it.
I know. So, Ken Park, 2002, also quite a notorious, controversial film. Last but not least, we're going to end up in 2014. By process of elimination, we can deduce that this is The Smell of Us.
The Smell of Us.
This is from director Larry Clark. It is written by Larry Clark and Matthew Landais, Landais.
Okay.
Who is apparently credited as Scribe in the credits.
Just Scribe.
Yep. This film on IMDb sits at the time of recording with a 4.8 out of 10 from 2,075 ratings. By the way, to jump back really quick, Ken Park also not streaming anywhere. These movies are more difficult to come across than it should be because, Kids is fucking fantastic. But understandable, though, also because the subject matter is incredibly disturbing.
Right, yeah.
This synopsis for Kids doesn't do it justice even. It's very disturbing film.
Well, there's a reason it got
and that's what it's famous for.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a reason why it got NC-17. It's a very upsetting movie. So The Smell of Us, there wasn't much information I could find about this movie. It was apparently voted or chosen as the 4th best film in Cahiers du Cinema's top 10 films of 2015. Which was published in November 2015, which means I guess it must have gotten released over there in 2015, I guess, not 2014. And then lastly, the last thing that I had about it that I noted was a small portion of a review from a Jessica Kiang of IndieWire, who said, quote, "A film so horrible it manages to significantly outdo the repulsiveness of its title."
What a review.
Yep. So that is The Smell of Us. And at the time of recording, it, as with the other 2 films, is not readily available to stream. So I don't know for sure how to find that one. I didn't. I'm sure you can probably find a physical copy out there somewhere, but I didn't dig too deeply into that, unfortunately. So that is those 3 films.
Interesting. As always, as with this show, my logic is always flawed, and I am typically wrong whenever I should be right.
Yeah.
But it was still fascinating to hear about those films.
Yeah.
More in depth, I think, because I'm pretty sure you have talked about Kids before. Just knowing you.
Definitely. I definitely have. And then you probably were like, okay, and then moved on about your day.
It could have been last week even.
It was definitely, yeah, I think it was several years ago, I think, at this point. So I'm not too surprised. So that's why I felt safe enough still going with it.
So that could have also been why, like you said, or like I said, that the synopsis, whenever you were reading it, it sounded familiar too. But I just assumed that it was another film that we had talked about on here.
Yeah.
Not one that you had told me about directly.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead into a Tag Me.
Tag me.
This is where I go to the plot details section on the IMDb page for all three of these films, and I will read their plot details, which we call tags because you can click on them and it shows you other movies that have those same tags with them. And with kids, we're going to kick off. We have teen sexuality. We have sexual promiscuity. We have drugs.
Drugs.
We have AIDS.
Oh, okay. That's dark.
We have naive young woman. Seduction and abandonment is one.
Is one
tag.
Wow.
One tag. Seduction and abandonment. There are 43 films on IMDb that have that tag.
What's one more?
One more.
One more film that has that tag.
Resurrection, 1927.
Okay. Seduction and abandonment.
Yeah, we have Kool-Aid, HIV positive.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darkness.
Or one more, obscene finger gesture.
Obscene. Well, it's New York.
There are 973 titles on IMDb that have that tag.
Obscene.
What's that? You want one
gesture.
more? Crazy Stupid Love. That has that tag.
Okay. That makes sense.
So there's something in common with kids and the film Crazy Stupid Love.
Good double feature.
A connection you didn't think you would make listening to this podcast today. Moving on to Ken Park. Holy smokes, there are 341 tags on this film.
The whole movie. They just wrote the whole movie and tagged
word
them.
for word. We have unsimulated sex is the first one. We have unsimulated cunnilingus.
Okay.
We have shocking images. One of the tags is frightening film.
Frightening? Is it? Have you seen it?
Frightening film. I've never seen Ken Park. No, not yet. Still. We have provocative images. We have limits. That's a tag. Limits.
Limits. Okay.
Very strange. I feel like I've seen provocative film multiple times.
Well, I feel like limits is also like in the sexual sense, possibly.
Bare-chested male bondage.
Yeah. Okay. Limits. Yeah.
Let's go. The last one I'll read off is rear entry sex. 593 films have that tag.
Rear entry sex.
Rear entry sex.
That's where you go through the back door of the building to.
That's right.
Right.
Last but not
That's what
least,
it means, right? Right.
Huh? We'll end with The Smell of Us. Of course, we have graphic nudity. We have mother-son incest.
Oh, okay.
We have suicide by jumping. We have rave party, public urination, and let's end up with teenage prostitute.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
3 delightful films.
Yeah, sounds like it. They definitely got worse.
And let's, I know a segment that can get us out of this rut. Let's go into a
Quote time.
This is where I read a quote from the IMDb page of one of these films, and Will tries to guess which film the quote came from. I will read it in the direction of his choosing. You have one line. Okay. And I will disclose that it is, as parenthetically stated, it is the last lines, which means it's the final line of the film.
Oh, okay. I took that as like last lines of the character, but you're taking last like the final thing that's said in the movie. That's okay.
Yep.
I don't know who to even possibly have. None of these films are giving like, let's make comedy out of them.
You don't want me to read it as like a teen with AIDS?
No, the AIDS part wasn't thinking. I was thinking like, give me like your best New York teen, like kid. That's all I can pull from, I guess, is that. So your best, whatever you think a New York City teen. If you want to stick to the 90s, that's fine. Or if you want to make it like an old newsy, that's also fine. I will accept either on your action.
Okay. And as it's written from the quote section, here you go. Aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you?
And that's the final line of a film. Aren't you glad your mother didn't... Your mom?
Your mom.
Your mom didn't abort you. Okay, so it's not... it's French, so it could be translated.
Could be.
Oof. I don't know. I mean, like, they're all dark. And frightening film was a tag for Ken Park. Aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you? As the closing line of any of these films. I'm going to go with...
Is that a closing line that Harmony Korine would have written, or is it one that Larry Clark would have written on his own?
Well, that's what
Scribe.
That's what I'm going to... I mean, Harmony Korine, possibly, but... yeah, as Scribe. I'm gonna. That's where I was leaning, though. I was leaning towards the Smell of Us. I'm going to go with The Smell of Us.
Okay. Again, the IMDb quote section parenthetically states last lines, and this line is delivered by Ken Park's girlfriend.
Wow.
In the film Ken Park.
Wow. Okay. So it is a frightening film, apparently.
It seems like it might be.
All right, let's have fun with that line.
So I will say, of these three films, I have only seen Kids, and I've watched Kids, I think, 3 or 4 times, but I have not seen the other 2 yet. I've seen one of Larry Clark's other films, which I almost used at the third film, Bully, and I thought that movie really sucked, and then it steered me away from watching more of his stuff. But I've really wanted to watch Ken Park for several years. I just haven't.
Okay.
Haven't been able to.
I mean, I don't feel right making haha funny out of any of this stuff.
So good job, Thomas.
Yeah,
good picks.
I mean, just especially with the current climate of the world right now. But I guess I would like to maybe just try to predict, since we know specifically that this comes at the end of the film. Or at least that's how we're going to interpret it. I mean, I guess it could be open to last line. Maybe the parenthetical is not accurate. It says last lines, right? Not last line. Yeah. So maybe there's more to the film after that, but it's one of the last things said. But even then, let's say it's the closing. This the very that, and then slow pull out and and credits. That's it. What is the context?
It's been a hard day's night.
No, I think it'd have to be California Dreamin'.
All the leaves are brown, the trees are brown.
That'd be fantastic.
I've been for a walk.
Or even California Girls, maybe.
California girls, they're undeniable.
Oh, sorry. No, I was thinking of the Beach Boys song.
Oh shit! Which one was that? Was that California? Was that also called California Girls?
Maybe it's
Katy
not.
Perry song?
No, maybe it's not. No, the Katy Perry song. I think maybe it is. I don't know. I barely know titles of movies. You're asking me titles of fucking songs. That's a whole other show that we could start, and I would still be.
What was that song?
Yeah,
I'll just play you 3 songs and then say what were those songs called?
Actually, sidebar here. There's a show like that already around on TV, where they basically do that. They play the first couple notes of a song, and you gotta know. And I'm horrible at that, but I know every song. I'm really good at recognizing a song, immediately, based off of 1 or 2 notes.
Yeah, but that doesn't help you out in the game.
No, because you have to get the title right. So getting the title right is where I suck. Yeah, but I'm I know this. I fucking could sing the rest of it. Yeah. So anyway,
Daisy Dukes begins on top.
I don't think that song was out yet
California Girls.
In 2002.
In 2002, no, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was going for the Beach Boys song. But I can't remember how it goes right now either. I'm drawing a blank.
Same. That's what I was trying to think too. Instead, we got awkward silence for 2 seconds.
So anyway, what is the context of this line? What happens or what is said that leads up to this being the final thing?
Why is she asking him or somebody? We don't know who she's saying.
She's not saying it to Ken necessarily. She's just Ken's girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah. So what prompted her to say this to another person?
Okay, so let's go ahead and just nail down who do we think is being spoken to. I feel like it is Ken because it's
I do too. Yes,
it's the main character.
Crapneck himself. Yeah. So we definitely have a moment sometime earlier on in the movie where he reveals to her yeah, my mom was attempted to abort me or something.
Almost one or yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "What the fuck do you know that?"
Or
and
no, do you think that's the case? I also feel like it could be the sense that this person is just depressed and suicidal and almost wishes.
He's like, I wish she would have just aborted me.
Yeah. So that gives me hope for the end being happy, or at least in comparison to the rest of the film, it's maybe like an upbeat in the sense that like something happens to Ken or something, something happens to Ken that elicits his girlfriend saying, "Hey, aren't you glad she didn't abort you?" Like this was something to be around for or to be alive for or something like that. Maybe.
Another sidebar really quick. Do you remember a Smodcast where Kevin and Scott were riffing about a like emo teenage Batman? Like if they were they were making jokes about like if he was making a Batman show, he would want to make like emo Batman, and he's like a teenager, and his slogan is "Shoulda, woulda, coulda. My parents are dead." That's his catchphrase. That's awesome. Every episode.
I don't recall that. No.
Well, I just thought of that, but
that's great though. Yeah.
This is a good. I'm glad we picked these 3 movies that make us want to just talk about other things instead.
I didn't have any choice in these movies. This is not my doing. Okay. So this is purely a prediction. We're not. I don't think we have to force ourselves to make this funny. We're just because I feel like you're going to at least hopefully watch this or find a way to watch this.
Eventually, yeah. I've wanted to for a long time.
Exactly. Okay. So let's spoil the end. What happens to cause the girlfriend to say this to who we are also predicting is her boyfriend, the main character, Ken Park? Something. I feel like it's something. It should be something that is, like I said, in comparison to the rest of the film, is a happy ending or is a good thing or whatever. But really, it's also not like that fantastically happy or good,
Yeah, like his mom dies. His mom like has died.
Okay, play that out for me. Like how is that gonna elicit the girlfriend to say, "Aren't you glad that she didn't abort you?"
Because she was like awful, and she's just like, "Aren't you glad that you were at least able to see this? You got to see this happen."
Maybe she gets. Because oh God, this is so horrible. Her. Maybe she gets like beat up to death. Like she gets like beat to death, and he's witness to that. Or maybe she just gets like arrested. Like we don't have to go as far as like just fucking carnage and death everywhere.
As far as like where the movie probably ends up going.
Yeah.
And then so then the mom has to like use her call to call him to like ask for help. Okay. And so like this is the first time ever that like she has ever asked him for anything or whatever, or like he has like to put it one way, like he has the upper hand for the first time or something. Like she needs his help with something.
What does he do? Does he help her?
He says he does a racist accent and says, "Sorry, wrong number," and then hangs up.
Okay, so he denies her help. Okay.
And then the girlfriend was like looking at him like, "What the fuck was that?" And he was like, "My fucking mom, man.
I wanted to do that my whole life," or whatever.
Like, what? What have you wanted to do your whole life? And he's like, "My mom got busted for fucking meth, and she called me asking for help." And the girlfriend is just like, "Aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you?"
Well, I think you might have been onto something there before that jump. I think there's got to be I'm feeling like it's already been established. I'm picturing that it's already been established that maybe his mother was very abusive, or allowed abuse to happen to him.
Yeah,
didn't help him whenever he needed it.
Yeah,
like maybe like it was her boyfriend or father or something along those lines, right? And I'm fine with like your scenario. I'll go along with it of saying that like she's been arrested and she calls him.
No, go ahead. I know that you want want his response to be like, "I'll call James bail bondsman."
No. I like all of that. I'm just trying to bridge the gap between what you said and then the final line. Because I have nothing. So we have to go with whatever you have.
Well, then we can do the alternate happier ending where he calls James bail bondsman.
Well, hold on. Let me wrap up this concept first. So I'm fine. I'm with you with, like, she gets arrested. She calls, he's the only person that she knows to call, or even the only person, like, left in her life that she feels like would help her. And he denies that by, throwing on a fake accent and saying the wrong number or whatever. And he hangs up on her. And then I like the girlfriend asking, like, what was that? And him, explaining she's been arrested. And he smiles maybe. And she's like, what are you thinking? And he's like, I've wanted to do to her what she's always done to me. And then that's where the girlfriend comes in and says this line of, like, I mean, this is fucking depressing. What was the line again?
Aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you?
Okay. I guess, okay, I do have an idea now. My prediction is that, like, through this horrible, depressing melancholy of a movie, the final image is of Ken Park and his girlfriend sitting on the beach watching a sunset. And it's just the two of them. And there's no words. They're just watching the sunset. And then that's where she says, aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you?
And there's a beat, and he slowly turns his head toward her, and he's like, what the fuck?
The fuck?
He has that expression on his face, at least, and then...
No, I think he, like, agrees, but, like, without, words. Like, there's just...
He goes, huh. And he, like, nods his head slightly.
Just silence. I think it's understood that he's okay with that response. That's my alternate to your...
California Girls by Katy Perry.
She wrote this song specifically for this movie, and then didn't
10 years in the future.
Yeah, and then didn't release it for a decade. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. I have nothing else as far as I have no idea where that line could contextually be put. I do feel like whatever it is, it's a slightly bittersweet moment compared to the rest of the film. At least the film seems like it's not going to be like a great flick emotionally to watch throughout.
Probably not. I think that's the reputation it has. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it ends on that line. The most hopeful thing in the movie is, hey, at least you weren't aborted.
Or at least, aren't you glad that didn't happen?
Yeah,
you
aren't you glad that you...
No, I'm not glad.
Yeah. Oh, that could be a possibility too. Like maybe, like, this is where, like, it's revealed that, like, his girlfriend just doesn't get him. Mm-hmm. Like, he's been, like, wanting to get away from her the whole film, but she's also the only one that, like, has any kind of affection towards him. And he knows that, like, she does, like, we've learned through other dialogue throughout the film that she just doesn't get him at all. She doesn't understand anything. Maybe she's tried, but she just
don't get it, babe.
She just can't connect. So then something happens, which I still don't know what it is. So something happens, and she says, aren't you glad your mom didn't abort you? And he just turns to her, and, like, they were, like, standing close, and they were, like, holding hands, maybe. He turns to her and just, like, shakes his head, like slowly. Not like a no as far as, like, I can't believe you said that, but a no is, like, an actual answer to her question. Just like, no. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, lets go of her hand, and he just walks away. Like, just leaves her there. Like, that was, like, the final thing where it's like, you don't understand the hell that my life has been. So we have three options. We have three.
What's the song? What's the closing song to that? The first thing that came into my head was Take On
Me. I was trying to think of another California song.
I don't know what to say.
We're going to get demonetized. Copyright strike. I was trying to think of another. Was any of the Red Hot Chili Peppers songs that mentioned California, written in 2002. Danny California
in 2002. I think that might be the year that By the Way came out. The album By the Way came out. I think in 2002.
Okay. So I say
not familiar.
No. Yeah, I was just trying
to
think if that lyrically fits. By the way.
That's the we won't get demonetized for that
yeah,
one.
I'm trying. Yeah, because I'm really accurate with that song. Does that song fit this moment?
No.
I kind of like it though.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on. Heavy glow.
I think it works though. I'm saying yes.
By the way, I tried. That line, he walks away.
As he walks away,
and that fades in.
Yeah. Like it's dusk, so all of the lights are coming on, like on all of like the marquees or buildings along, this strip near the beach. Yeah, I like it. Was that 2002? Really? Holy cow!
I believe so. I think that's when that album came out.
Okay.
Yeah. You could go back a few years and put Californication as the closing song.
Well, I was thinking of that too. Yeah, but I don't know if I like. I like the fact that it's slightly sentimental. The song is. Okay.
That's great.
What was that called again? The most depressing episode we've ever done.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
That was on me. This one was on me.
Yeah, well, they're all on you, technically.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but those are like interesting films. And Adolado.